Hello dear creatives, it is another online tutorial where we'll be learning how to make this trendy twisted Zara cap with a rose design on it. You're all welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon, and you'll be glad you did because we have lots of beautiful amazing tutorials coming your way. To my old subscribers, thank you so much. Now the materials we'll be needing for today's tutorial include raw silk fabric, fiber, measuring tape, scissors, as well as a matching color of thread and needle. For this tutorial, we are working on a Zara cap design. It has the band which has the marco. It has a twisted design in front which is made up of two set of fabric, that is two pieces of fabrics, and it's going to be padded using fiber, of which you can of course use your foam. And at the back there is a rose design. That's what makes up this design. Now, starting with the fabric for the Zara cap, I have my fabric here. I'm using 24 inches for the length, which is the head circumference, by 16 inches for the width. So if it's too big, after sewing, I'll go ahead to decrease it before making my running stitch. But this is 24 by 16. Now for the marco, because I don't want the band to be too big, I like having the twist, like the size of the twist and the band, they should be of almost the same size. So that's why I'm going to be using 2.5 inches for the width by 18 inches for the length. 2.5 by 18, of which you can also use 3 inches for the width of your marco. Now for the rose design, my measurement is 9 inches for the width by the full length of my fabric. 9 inches by the full length of my fabric, which can be anywhere around 57 to 60 inches. And then for the twisted fabric, we need two pieces, and I'm using 6 inches for the width by 32 inches for the length. 6 by 32. You can use something small like 30 inches. It depends on how you twist your fabric, how you make your twist, how big or how small, and then also your padding material, how full it is. When you are twisting, that will not determine if the length of your fabric will be enough for the twist or not. It's very important, so please note that. Then in addition to that, I also have my fiber, the fabric for my fiber. Like I will always say, it is best you cut out your fabric, you sew, you turn it inside out, then get the measurement of the width of your fabric after turning it inside out, so that it can help you to cut out your padding material, whether your fiber or your foam. So when we get there, we'll take the measurement and then we'll cut it out. So that is it for that. Now, the two pieces of fabric for your twisted design, as well as the piece of fabric for your rose design, that makes it 3 pieces. Get each piece of fabric, fold it into 2 equal halves with the fine side inside and the wrong side outside, and then make a straight sewing stitch from one end of the fabric down to the other end. That's what you'll be doing for the 3 pieces of fabric that you have. Then I'm going to get the fabric for the Zara cap itself. I'll be folding it into 2 equal halves, and then you can go ahead to either make a notch at the middle or make it of your chalk to mark down the middle point. And then ensure that you are marking on the wrong side of your fabric. So this is the midpoint of my fabric here. And then I'm going to get my Zara cap, my marco, fold it into 2, and then I'll mark down the middle point. So now that that is done, I'll place it on my fabric, the wrong side of my fabric, while ensuring that the midpoint of the fabric aligns with the marco. Then I'll go ahead to fold in this fraying edge. Okay, fold it down, and then fold your fabric down this way. So I have my marco sitting inside with the edge of my fabric folded in. Now I can proceed to take this down to my sewing machine, and I'll be stitching from one end down to the other end. So right here I have my fabric already sewn. The sewn part is at the top here and I don't want it here, so we're going to move it gradually until this sewn part comes to the middle of the marco here. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Now if you look carefully, you observe that the sewn part is no longer at the end, it has moved down inward. So that is it for that. And then I'll place it down, place my fabric down this way. Then I'll go ahead to fold it into 2 equal halves. Then I will take this down to my sewing machine, stitch it down from this end down to this other end. I'm done making my sewing stitch from this end down to this end. So I'll get my needle and thread, and then we'll be making the running stitch. The running stitch will come immediately after the band down to this end. At this point, I'm done making my running stitch. So I'm going to flip this over to the front side, and I have it this way. So I'll go ahead to create my twisted design and then tack it round it. Then my rose design will be sitting at the back. Now I have the first fabric for my twisted design here. I've gone ahead to fold it into 2, sew it down from one end to the other end, and then turn the fabric inside out. Remember I said that we are going to be padding this to get the twisted design, and to get the measurement for the padded fabric, that is your form of fiber. After turning your fabric inside out, you measure out the width of your fabric, and I'm having 2.5 inches here. So I'm going to now go to my fiber and then cut out 5 inches because I want it to be puffy. That is 2.5 inches on fold will give you 5 inches for the width, because I want it to be puffy. I want the twist to be a bit big. And I have my fiber here. I'm having 5 inches by 30 inches. So this is it. And then I'm going to fold this into 2, and I'll be passing this inside my fabric from one end to the other end gradually. So just fold it into 2 and keep passing it in gradually. Meanwhile, I have the other piece of fabric here with my fiber inserted in it. So we're now going to go ahead to create our twists as soon as the second fabric is ready. Now coming to the twisted design, I have both pieces of my fabric here. As you can see, I've inserted my fiber in both of them, and then I decided to hold down both of them together at one end, and I made use of my fabric to help me hold it in place. You can as well stitch this down or make use of your needle and thread to tack this together. Next thing we're going to do is create our twist. In creating your twist, you either get someone to help you hold one end, or you place a heavy object at this end and then you go ahead to create your twist. It's a very easy something. So now how tight or how loose your twist is depends on you. So how big or how small you want it to be. So at this stage that you go ahead to work on it. So I'm going to go off camera to do this properly, then I'll get back for us to continue. So this is my work. I've twisted my fabric till I've gotten to this end. So the next thing I'll do now is to get my needle and thread, and I'm going to be tacking it down at this edge so as to secure it in place. So if you look carefully at this edge, my fiber did not get to the end, and then I made use of my needle and thread to tack it down together so as to secure it in place. Same thing is applicable to this edge. My needle, that is, my fiber did not get to the end, and then I've made use of needle and thread to tack it down at this end. So this is what I have. Now what we'll be doing next is that I'll be adding this down to a Zara cap. So I have my Zara cap. I'll get the middle of my, try to locate the middle of my Zara cap. Then I'll get my twisted design, and then I'll be folding it into two to locate the middle, which is at this point. Then I'm going to get it and I'll be tacking it down, starting from the middle. So the midpoint of your Zara cap should align with the middle of your twisted design. And this is me passing my needle and thread inside it. So this is how it is. Then I'm going to now tack it down to this end, then come back again, tack from the middle part down to this other end. So this is very simple. Just keep passing your needle and thread in and out of the twist till you have completely tacked it down to the end. So at this point, I'm done tacking down this part, as you can see. So I'll go off camera to complete this and I'll get back first. At this point, I have my twisted design tacked down to my Zara cap. This is how it is, and then this is the back view. So we're going to now create the rose design that I'll be adding on it. I have my fabric for my rose here. I have folded it into two, sewn it from one end to the other, and I went ahead to turn it inside out, and so I'm having this. Now starting from this end, we're going to be folding it in, and all through the fabric we're going to be making a running stitch so as to get that rose design that we are working on. So I'll start by folding this in, get my needle and thread, then I'll start making a running stitch through the entire piece of fabric. So I'll do this until I get to the other end, and I'll get back for us to continue. So at this point I've gotten to the other end, and I'm going to pull my fabric, then adjust it so that the ruffles can come to one side, and then the part where I made my running stitch can be on one side. So this is it. Then we're going to now fold our fabric in a round pattern, this circular pattern, so as to create the rose design. So you'll see me going like this. So this is it, and then I'm going to get my needle and thread, and I'm going to tack everything together. Then I'll get the back of my design and I'll place this on it and then tack it down at the back. So that gives me my entire design. So I'm going to work on this, and after that I'll get back for us to continue. At the end of the day, I have my rose design at the back here. I have my twisted design, and this is my Zara cap. So I'll place this on my dummy head to show the final outlook. With this, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and leave comments in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. and you can always follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. We are there as Jenie Concept. Please endeavor to practice and send us feedback. I love getting feedbacks. Thank you so much, and see you in our next tutorial. Bye.